The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code MLB SGPN. Get a $1,000 bonus credit. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Monday morning, April 14th, roughly 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Our host of the episode, Scott Reichel, joined again by Adam Rosenberg. Together, we're going to break down our favorite props for the Monday card. I know last episode wasn't the greatest, but we'll try to bounce back here on this one. But I do know that we each have 3 plays, and the MLB card should be pretty interesting out of the 10 games. Adam, how's it going with you?
It's going well. As you know, if we don't win, who do we blame? My kids.
Oh,
and so
blame anybody, honestly. That's the power of having a podcast.
No, but the whole point is that we blame my kids. So
okay.
So they take the blame on that one. And if we were paid Discord Twitter touts, which we're not, we give all this away for free, we would put a diatribe on Twitter saying we have to do better. Like, you know what? And no,
so there's 2 ways to go about it. Either you do it that way, or you only talk about the plays that we won, and we just pretend the plays that we lost didn't happen.
So my take on that is so if you lost, like I don't have to remind you that you lost a play that you and I played together, but like I will say that the people that that never, I can't do the Dear Diary, I have to do better thing. It's like nobody cares. So
yeah, pretty much. But I do think at the end of the day, I do enjoy when people go like 2-8 and they're like, oh yeah, easy winner. I'm Vientos, no runs scored. Like never in doubt. You'd have to be a fool not to sign up for the Patreon. And it's like, bro, you forgot to recap, or you chose not to recap the 7 losing plays you had with those. But anyway,
I agree. Anyway,
I'm sure
this is why our show is the best show, because it has bits like this. So
everybody on social media knows what I'm talking about. But anyway, a point is though, of course, we are going to get into our 3 favorite plays each. Then we'll wrap up the show with our best bet and Underdog entry. Before we get into any of that, though, quick reminder that we do have an app for the SGPN picks and podcasts, all in one convenient location. Down the SGPN app, or whatever you do, get your apps. Anyway, starting off with the first prop for the Monday card. Adam, I'll let you go first as always. What is your favorite prop, or one of your favorite props from the Monday card?
Putting it in right now. Hang on. Bang. Grant Holmes, under 15.5 outs. This is a terrible spot for the Braves. If you listened to your podcast that you did solo like a lonely individual at 2 a.m. last night, you would agree and know that. Braves 1-9 on the road. Braves also just coming from Florida. I get it. Toronto is coming from Baltimore. It's not a big deal. Let's talk about Grant Holmes, though. Grant Holmes, in addition to looking like somebody who was at the Capitol on January 6th, is not bad, but also can't go distance. He's consistently only gone 4 innings. He is off 106 pitches in those 4 innings in his last start. Schwellenbach's tomorrow. I think you're going to get a lot of pen today. Under 15.5 outs, plus 102.
That is pretty wild, though, that he threw 100-plus pitches in 4 innings, and they just let him die out there. But
they had to. Well, they have to. This isn't that kind of start. Schwellenbach, like that was Elder a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is also showcasing a pretty. We found it to be a pretty good system. If you find a guy that right now at this point in the season that has 100-plus pitches in a start, and their name isn't. I don't know who's like really good.
I mean, the name immediately for me was Gallen, because he went distance yesterday despite going 96 in back-to-back starts.
Right. Well, that was weird. I thought he was going to go under. But anyway, the point is that a lot of these guys, like, okay, non-tier 1 starter that's going 100, that throws 100 pitches, there's no way that they're going to be okay the next start. We saw that with Simeon Woods Richardson. We saw that with
Fitz died. They killed Fitz.
They killed Fitz. They actually drove him into the ground and they killed him. So Dick Fitz, all that stuff. So all right. Anyway, Grant Holmes, January 6th truther, under 15.5 outs, plus 105. I just took it.
Yeah. So for my first play, I'm actually going to go with the Dodgers and Rockies game. I am going to go with the Dustin May to record the win play at minus 110, mainly based on price. Minus 110 is a pretty, I'd say, cheap price when you factor in every other market the Dodgers are massively favored in. They're minus 350 to win the game. They're minus 240 to lead after 5 innings. And May so far this season has been good. He was a question mark entering the season. So far, knock on wood, he's been good. He's had at least 15 outs in each of the first 2 starts. He also has been pitching well in general. And the Rockies cannot hit. Want to give you a trivia question. In the entire Padres road series over the weekend, do you want to guess how many runs the Rockies scored?
You're going to spoil that play that I sent you last night for the first 3. It's 0.
That is correct. They scored 0 runs in 27
You know when the last
innings.
time was that the Padres scored a run in the first 5 on the road?
I'm going to say 6 games ago.
It was March 31st.
Okay. Either way,
So-
point is the Rockies are averaging 1.22 runs per road game in the entire game. That's not first 5. That's the entire game. So they can't hit. So the point is, you're looking at a couple ways to get there. Either May pitches well, and the Rockies once again can't hit. There's a chance Senzatella gets destroyed. He's allowed at least 8 hits in each of his first 3 starts this season.
We do like him, though. We like him overall, though.
He survives, but he's allowed 27 hits in 14 innings this season. He's allowing roughly 2 hits per inning, which is just insane to me. I know the Dodgers have not been performing well. We saw them lose the series to the Cubs, but I do think it's a good spot for them to beat up on one of the worst teams in the league, and May to get the win at -110 when they're -240 to lead after 5, and the Rockies have the worst bullpen in the league. I think is a pretty generous price. So I'll go with May to get the win here at -110. I know that was available on DraftKings. Thoughts?
I like it. You know, look, I don't know if maybe we'll start using this on this show because you and I have been killing first 5 like unders, alt unders, and maybe that counts as a prop.
Even alt overs, to be honest. So
we've also done the unders. Well, we have for those who want to know a secret play, we have the under 1.5 at +210 for the first 3 in this game because of a Dodgers team that's not hitting extraordinarily well. Senzatella, who's great first time through the order, awful second time through the order, and May, who's actually been a really, really good ground ball pitcher. So that's another thing is that the Rockies are constantly trying to hit it out of there. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good place to look for value.
It's mainly for price differential. If you think they're going to cover, if you think they're going to be leading after 5 innings and they're -240 to do so, why would I not take the pitcher who probably goes at least 5 to get the win at -1?
No, that's what we did with Libertor, and that's what we have. This is a good segue into my second play. And I'm going to take that mic from you and say, here we go to my second play because it's a good segue. Unless you have an ad read, do you have to do an ad read?
No, I'll do it after yours. I always do it in between all 6 plays.
Easton Lucas to get the win 3-1. So again, this is Easton Lucas has been good. You said this on the pod last night. The Braves, who are in a terrible road spot, like I mentioned, they're coming up from Florida. They have the 4th worst WRC plus against left-handed pitching. They have a really bad K rate against left-handed pitching. All their metrics are bad down there, but more importantly, you have a guy who has an outsetting at 14.5 that's heavily juiced, 196 to the over. So he's going to be in there for 4 or 5 innings. That's a good period of time. As we already mentioned, Holmes doesn't go that deep. So we really like the Jays. 3-1 for a guy who's been playing really well against a team that's not playing well for him to be the win. Take it.
Yeah, definitely think that it's a good spot fading the Braves, who are 1-9 on the road again. We keep waiting for the team to figure it out. I mean, one guy that has not figured it out is Chris Sale, who's been awful so far this season.
I don't know if it's that he hasn't figured it out. It's that they just he pitched way more than he should.
He sacrificed his soul to win a Cy Young.
Yeah, and I mean, which is very weird because he got an extension out of it. And
he also got injured and missed the playoffs. That's a separate story.
He didn't just miss the playoffs.
He missed
man.
the play. He missed the final.
Missed the play in. Like he couldn't. Yeah, they needed him in that game, and he couldn't go.
Yeah, but point is that the Braves are kind of a mess right now, so I don't mind going for the big plus money there.
Braves will be fine, by the way.
They'll figure it out, but I'm just saying now
they'll be fine. And a lot of things are going to be different on that team when Strider's back on Wednesday. So that team's going to have a little bit of a jolt. It's also a really good time to buy Snitker Manager of the Year, but the reality is that if they go on a run and they do better and they get back up, because they had a worse team last year and they got 89 wins.
I think they're just going to credit it to the players being healthy.
Well, it'll be Strider will get the credit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the point is that the Braves, I think, will turn around at some point, but not right now. So I do agree with that play. Before we get into any of the other props on the Monday card, quick reminder that if you ever wanted to try to get your deposit in from the bank right before a big bet, if you ever need cash at 2 a.m. and it's been denied, then Edge Boost can help you out with that because Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors. You have fast, reliable access to your funds, make it easy to move your money where and when you want to. Plus, you get no delays that come with traditional banks. It gets better every time you deposit into a qualified gambling account. You get cash rewards up to 0.5%. All this for no usage fees and no minimum balance. You could also use the Edge Boost responsible gambling tools to help you manage your bankroll and make informed decisions. Head to edgeboost.com or edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Sign up for the Edge Boost card today. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag because they are the place in every sport. Who's bookie?
My bookie.
They have every sport, including the NBA playoffs. If you want to also bet on baseball, they can help you out there too. But they have props in every game. They also have customers on a ton of locations. You can also use crypto for Lightning Fast payouts and easy deposits. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% odds match up to $1,000. Once again, mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple props for the Monday card. Time to keep it rolling on this show. You mentioned Lucas, and I'm going to go back to Lucas as well, but I am going to go with a different prop. I'm going to go with the Lucas under 2.5 earned runs at minus 120. He's allowed no runs in 11 1/3 innings pitch, which is definitely a good start to the prop. Braves, though, have not been good in the first 5 innings this season. They've been really bad in general, but especially early in games. They're averaging just 1.4 runs per game in the first 5, which is the second fewest in the league. Do you want to guess which team is the fewest?
Phillies.
That's the Rockies.
Oh, okay.
So the point is the Braves.
Where are the Phillies on that list?
I did not write them down, so I'm too lazy.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore. I don't know.
Anyway, point is that the Braves can't hit early in games, and Lucas has not given up a run yet. I mean, you mentioned why you like the win. I do think the Braves being that bad against lefties, 5th worst WRC plus against lefties this season, think Lucas can once again go some distance, maybe not a lot, but I do think even if he does get pulled early, that helps me because then he pitches less and has less of a chance of giving up these 3 runs. But I think you're looking at a spot where it's the same play that you had. I'll just play it a bit more conservatively. I'll go with the Lucas who's been good. The Braves can't really hit, and I think that Lucas should probably go 5 in this game.
Look, my cap on mine. If you're, I hear you throwing shade at mine.
I'm not. I'm saying I went for the more conservative approach.
Shout out, by the way, Helms, who I'm sure notices that I'm eating, because he calls all the times when I'm on a show his like ASMR of me eating lunch, and it's because I always
early for lunch. It's 10 p.m.
It's breakfast right now.
Yeah,
all right. So my point is, he's 2-0, dude. I like they're correlated. I like your play too. I don't think that they're going to get there. It's just also a really bad travel spot for the Braves. I like the Braves. Let me look at this on the probables. I like the Braves to jump on Gausman tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we can talk about that when we do our secret Zoom later today.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I do think once again, it's the same reason that you like the win. I just feel like Lucas is still being underappreciated by the markets because he's been that good so far this season. The Braves' offense is still good on paper. The games aren't played on paper, though, so that doesn't really help them out this season. But I do think Lucas should pitch pretty well. 2.5 earned does feel pretty large for a guy that might go 5 innings only. So I'll go with the under on his earned runs. Anyway, time for your last prop on the Monday card. Adam, what's your last prop for the slate?
Shane Baz. The real Baz. There's no Bosworth here. No Brian Bosworth, but Shane Baz. 7 Ks. I think it's like plus 130. By the way, on a lot of the things that I'm giving out that are like plus 120 or higher, don't risk 1 unit on the 3. Like, do it to win 1 unit. This is their 162 games, and we are often giving out 10 or so plays. If you're following us on Twitter, you will die and you will not have any money, and your family will hate you if you are risking 1 on all these. But if you're not, your ROI will be really high and you can tout that. Everyone will love you. Baz is really good. 31% K rate. Red Sox are all over the place. 25% K rate to right-handed pitching. They're even worse on the road. It goes up to 30%. And Baz had 7 against Boston last September. He had 10 against Pittsburgh a week and a half ago. Yeah, got a little bit of extra. He was supposed to start yesterday. They gave Joe Boyle the start. Got a little bit of extra rest. I'm assuming, if someone can correct me, I'm assuming it's not because of like an injury that he got his start pushed back. If it is, I'm gonna, people know I don't like that at all. But nope, it looks like he's fine. They just were reshuffling the rotation because they don't have any off days. So anyway, yeah. He's I like him a lot. So Shane Baz to get 7 Ks.
You also forgot to mention another reason why you are taking this play.
Why?
He's a good player.
He's a good player.
You got to mention.
Add to our list. Scott and I have a note that only I update that has the players we think are good, and Scott never updates it. But we did add somebody else to it yesterday.
Well, it's pretty funny that we added this guy to it because he's been as a whole
crapped on him on the show.
Well, as a whole in stats, he's been bad. But we take him in the only market.
He went 8 innings yesterday.
I was going to say we take him in the only market he's decent in. But when it comes to results, he has not been that good this season for the Yankees. But no. Rodon's made us money.
Rodon's made us a ton of money.
So he's good for us, but as a Yankees fan, I can't stand the guy because eventually he blows up, but he usually blows up after making us money. So that's really all that matters. So that's how I look at it. So good players can be a bit of a stretch, but Rodon's been good to us in certain prop markets, and that's all that matters. So there you go. But yeah, we have a list of guys that we do trust kind of more than others, and I do think that we might be adding Baz to the list at some point in the near future. Anyway, for my last prop, I'll go with a pitcher prop again. I have 3 pitchers props. I'm going to go with a pitcher that I'm not sure is that good, but I think his distance in the start should be pretty limited. I'm going to go with Tyler Alexander. I'll go with the under 2.5 earned runs at -130. He's allowed less than 3 earned in 4 straight outings. The main reason, though, is because of the outs that are listed for him, as his outs are at 15.5. The under's at -165. They don't have him pitching long at all. And I think with that being the case, scoring 3 runs for the Tigers is a pretty dangerous proposition because the Tigers aren't that good offensively. And you are looking at the Tigers, who have not been good against lefties. They have the 10th lowest hard hit rate against lefties this season. Alexander's fine. I don't think he's great by any means, but he's kind of been a spot starter / long reliever for most of his career. The Tigers offensively didn't do much towards the back half of that Twin series, and I do think that the Brewers are going to be careful with him. If he gets into trouble, I think they'll pull him, and I do think that based on the lack of length that he's shown for most outings this season, I think 2.5 earned runs is just too many. He's against a team that isn't really that great against lefties. I think 2.5 earned at -130 is asking a lot of the Tigers offense to score 3 runs in probably 4+ innings. It might be a bit of a sweat there. You might have to worry about some guys on base, but I just think that for a guy that doesn't go any length at all, him to allow 3 earned is asking a lot. I'll go with the under at -130. Thoughts?
He's always been better at home on all the teams that he pitches. And this goes still for the Brewers. I like this. They didn't use a lot of their bullpen yesterday, and I'm looking at what's happening right here.
They lost, but Peralta pitched well, so they got
Peralta
to
pitched well. So they have an off day on Thursday, and Priester's tomorrow. So everything I've read and heard about Priester with them is that they see Priester as a guy that they can mold and turn into stuff, which to me means that tomorrow Priester's probably going to be left out to die.
It was good against Colorado, if that means anything.
Well, not really. But
no, but the point is, though, is that the Brewers have maybe a delusion that the guy's not as bad as they think.
I say this because I think that they'll use some bullpen today. They'll let Priester do whatever and hang him out to dry, and then they'll have people to back up Quintana because they have off on Thursday and they can reset.
But the point is, if they end up going with Alexander for 4 innings and he gives up 1 run, they pull.
That benefits all of this. It's why I took the Brewers run line for the first 5 alt run line at +210 last night.
Point is that I think Alexander doesn't go much distance, which should give him some opportunities to even go under this number without pitching well, which I do think is a nice, I'd say, bonus to the play. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for our 6 props. Time to get into the best bet and our entry. Before we get into any of that, quick reminder of our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy, because if you want to play their own pick'em contest, you can for a chance to 100 times your money. You can also mix and match your sports for the NBA playoffs. If you want to do some NHL stuff for the playoffs as well, if you want to go into the baseball card, you can do that too. Even esports, whatever you want, they do have on Underdog. You can sign up though for your new account with the promo code MLB SGPN to claim your special and first time deposit offer up to 1K in bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm because they are the home of ad back picks and props. They're also live from Major League Baseball. They have models on NBA and golf. You can also build your own model, which is simple and easy to do so. But I'll ask you, Adam, because I know this is the common bit that we have for the ad read. What is one Rhythm prop that you do like that the robot suggests to you for the Monday card?
I'll say Rhythm crushed the Masters this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good for Rory, who choked 3 times and found a way to win on Sunday.
He still won. You know what? Yeah, but it's hard to not feel good for that guy.
Oh no, I feel good for him. I'm just saying it was as stressful as you could possibly imagine. He blew an easy tournament about 3 times, but nice job. Found a way to come back.
I see. I take it you have not played in a lot of Masters if you're calling it easy.
I meant the actual path to victory when he was up by that many shots down the stretch.
Okay, so there is one here that I do like. It likes Sonny Gray under 17.5 outs.
Okay.
Which let me
back in your Phillies. Oh wait, I'm sorry. They played the Phillies over the weekend.
Yeah, they're playing. He has Houston coming.
He's against Valdez. That's right. Okay.
Right, and Houston, as we know, hits just way better on the road. But let me just see. They also basically got the pen completely available because nobody did anything yesterday. And then who's tomorrow? Let me just see. Thede, who can go deep. And Sonny Gray he didn't go. He got pulled early from his start, I feel like, in the Pittsburgh one. Let me see. Yeah, he only went how many he only threw 71. So I don't know. Let me keep looking because I don't know.
I remember he had his first.
He only threw 71 pitches in the last game. So
yeah, I was going to say he's had a pretty weird start to the season because he was sick to start the year, and then he ended up pitching anyway after.
Okay, here's one then. Here. Actually, it's with your guy.
My guy.
So it's a Dustin May prop. I don't hate Dustin. Dustin May's not a K pitcher.
No.
So, and I understand that it is the Rockies. Actually, this is as I'm looking at it, it's a really good price on Underdog. Yeah, we're gonna want this. So the robots really like Dustin May under 5.5 Ks, which I'm okay with because we also like he's not a length guy.
But you said it was the best line on Underdog, so we'll use that for the entry. But what is
let's use that for the entry.
Do you have one prop that you want to share besides the entry?
Oh, prop from there? I mean, yeah,
we're gonna recycle that for the entry, but he just said the best price on Underdog, so I'm kind of
wondering. Oh yeah, you know what, dude? I mean, if it ain't broke, I'm gonna keep doing it. Cease under 6.5 Ks.
Sure, fine with
Cubs
me.
Cubs don't strike out.
I'm also not a big Cease guy. So
you've never been a Cease guy.
Never have.
And you and I had a fight about this last year, but like I don't. I mean, I'm not a Cease guy either.
He had a crazy stretch for like a month where he had a no-hitter, but besides that, I feel like he was pretty average.
He threw like no pitches last start.
Yeah, he got shelled. He gave up 6 runs in the first inning against the A's. He got destroyed last start. I called him overrated, and he immediately got torched in the first inning. So
it's funny because I like his. I'll take in terms of stuff that the robots like. I'll bet this. I like this a lot. And then let me just double check him on one thing.
I see Helms calling him Dylan Deceased, by the way, which
Dylan Deceased is
that's a
fantastic.
good one. That's a great one. Well done.
I do like that. Versus right-handers, K rate. Cubs have one of the lowest K rates in the league against
that
righties.
Lineup's good, man. Kyle Tucker's in a lot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's take this. It's also even money. We'll take this.
So we'll go with that as the robot play. Anyway, a reminder that if you do want to try out Rhythm, you can use some of the amazing deals they have. They have 2 separate deals, one for a monthly subscription and one for an annual subscription. 25% off the monthly deal with promo code SGPN25, 50% off the annual deal with promo code SGPN50. It's RTHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Went through all 6 of our props here for the Monday card. Now it's time for the best bets. Adam, out of all 3 of the props you gave out, what is your favorite one?
Probably
so many possibilities.
I know, really. Probably Easton Lucas to win.
Okay. Guy's shoving.
He's shoving, dude. It's 3-1.
3-1's a great price. And
3-1's a great price. We hit on Libertor yesterday at plus 350 to have
that wasn't even close. The Phillies no-show.
That was never in doubt. It was awesome.
We were give up a couple runs and the bullpen died, but it didn't even matter because the Phillies just didn't show up. Your teams, I mean, you said that your team never plays well in St. Louis anyway, but so that was definitely a nice 3-1 hit. We'll see if we can run it back here with Lucas here on Monday. For my best bet, I'll go back to Dustin May. I just think at the end of the day, it's a great price compared to everything else the Dodgers are favored in. They're favored to dominate the game. Their first 5 team total, by the way, was 3.5 as opposed to 2.5, which is nuts to me, but it still suggests that Senzatella might get destroyed, even if he pitches decently, if he gives up 2 runs. I mean, the Rockies scored no runs in 27 innings against the Padres over the weekend.
You don't have to convince me, man. I think the Rockies stink.
The point is there's no real reason to trust in Colorado to actually show up for a game offensively. And I do think that May has been pitching well, not a strikeout guy, but the Rockies have no actual approach at the plate besides try to go yard every time. I think the Dodgers grab a lead. They're minus 240 to lead after 5 innings. I think it's a good alternative to get a good price. Give me Dustin May to record the win at minus 110 as my best bet. Now it's time for the Underdog entry to wrap up the show. I know you mentioned a second ago there was one Underdog play that we are going to be using for the entry. Remind everybody what that play was.
I forget. I know I'm looking at it right now. I lied. It's gonna be for some reason Dylan Cease twice went under. It's gonna be we're gonna use Dustin May under 5.5 strikeouts.
Okay, so we're gonna use the lower 5.5 strikeouts as the first option.
Lower, yes.
And then what are the other ones you want to do?
Let me look. By the way, he had 8 against Atlanta, and then 1 against Washington.
Atlanta might be a fake team at the moment, so we'll get.
I don't think that they're a real team. Okay, so I can tell you, I really like I like Pete Alonso today against Joe Ryan. So
I mean, a fly ball pitcher, and the wind's blowing heavily. I mean, it's heavily out to right field, but the point is Ryan does give up a lot of fly balls, which should work out for Alonso.
So let's do this. Okay. Hold on. Do you have something that you like?
I mean, I already have the plays that I threw out there, unless you want to run back Alexander. We already have Lucas potentially.
I could do Alexander in here.
If
he's in here.
I think you said the robots also liked him, didn't you say that?
No, that's something that you're just kind of projecting.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm visualizing the robot supporting my plays.
Wait, what was hold on, did you say that do you think he gets a 1-2-3 first?
I'm not gonna go with that.
That's a fun one.
I know, but we're better than that. We're trying to give out winners.
I know. Okay, you said hits allowed?
No, so the Alexander one was 2.5 earned. I'm
gonna put that in here. I don't hate that.
I don't think he's gonna go any distance. He'll probably go 4. So that's good enough.
So we did May, we did Alexander, and then what was the other one? Oh, Pete Alonso. Let me see.
I mean, what do you want to do? The bases?
Well, there's 2 guys that I like Pete Alonso, and I like Bush. But we could do Pete Alonso, and we could do.
I was just wondering. I'm fine with Alonso. I just want to know what actual thing you want to take. You want to go bases?
Let's try to figure it out. So, I mean, I think Joe Ryan gives up a lot of that stuff, and I don't know if this Mets lineup is really necessarily hitting yet. So let's take the Pete Alonso. Let's take his total bases. This is a juicy one. This gets us to we have Dustin May lower 5.5 strikeouts. Rhythm, thank you very much. Tyler Alexander lower 2.5 earned runs. 0 idea if Rhythm has an opinion about it. I'm not going to judge them. And Pete Alonso over 1.5 total bases, and a higher than 1.5 total bases, and that is a 7.52 multiplier.
Cool. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the actual show. So, reminder, you have the best bets. You have all of the props we gave out in the Underdog entry at the end. Hopefully,
I'm putting this in for you, by the way.
Yep, sounds good. Same as the usual. We'll be back once again for the prop show on Wednesday. Of course, there is another baseball show later today at 5. I'll be on with Dylan. If you ended up missing it, I ended up recording an MLB show last night. I know we could not really record at the normal time. I recorded around 1 or 2 a.m. So if you want some actual picks for the Monday card, not just props, I did that solo. So check that out on the MLB Podcast feed as well. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.